BBC Archive Voices. Kenneth Williams. Tonight. Broadcast on BBC Television, 4th of April, 1961.
Listen to this voice.
No, don't be like that. Oh, stop messing about.
And this one.
35 years I've been coming here. 35 years I've been coming to these studios.
You may recognise them from the two radio shows, Hancock's Half Hour and Beyond Our Ken. And they are just two of the many voices that belong to one man. The man is Kenneth Williams. You seem to collect voices like other people collect stamps. Do you, in fact, borrow them from people that you've met, or do you just pluck them from the air?
Oh, yes, so they are taken from people I've known, you know, pinched, I suppose. The snide voice, that Stop Messing About one, I met this boy who was working the Mint, and he was describing how you were searched when you left the Mint, in case they suspected that you were taking out anything that shouldn't be. And in describing it, he had a perpetual smile on his face and said, you know, you have to be very, very careful, because otherwise, you see, they make you take your clothes off. And so I thought it was a very good idea there.
What about the other one, the old 35 years?
Well, that was a producer, actually, who directed me in a play, and he was giving a lecture to the cast on the interpretation of the play, and he salivated, a lot of saliva in the picture, you see. And as he was telling them off about something was going wrong in the play.
And talking, you see, very much about that, you see, all the time. And the cigarette, and the glue was all coming undone, you see, and it all
fell over him, you see. And indeed, I was impersonating this when he came in and saw me doing it, but I fantasticated a little more than him.
Made it a bit more, you know, I see now.
And arrived at a voice which is very good for radio, you know, because it's...
Do you find that being out of London a great deal provides you with good opportunity for collecting more voices?
Yes, you do meet some extraordinary people, you know, that come backstage. We have one of the sketches in this is based on the colour bar, the idea of the colour bar, setting it up, satirising the idea. And we met almost a woman from South Africa who had very definite views on it, you see, and she was telling us that if we'd lived there ourselves, we'd all have different views on it too. And she talked, you see, in this very South African way, this very pinched, you know, this way of talking. If you knew, if only you knew, if only you could be out there yourself and see how we have to cope with this problem, you see. That voice I got from her.
Now, this review, as I said earlier, opens at the Duke of York's. Now, the last time you appeared at the Duke of York's was in the Orson Welles production of Moby Dick, in which you played 6 different characters. This was presumably no different at all from appearing in review.
Similar in the sense of the vocal range. You know, Orson asked us all to just change vocally. There wasn't time for either costume or makeup changes. It was an open stage production, you couldn't get off. You had to keep coming back on and off, so to speak, as something different. And he asked us to do this, achieve this vocally, which is, of course, something one would be required to do often in review. And it was a very an extraordinary production indeed, because, well, there's no set, everything was left to the audience's imagination. And the whole thing was our boat, you know, it was all on this ship. And we all had to rock, you see. We all had to actually, the entire cast was a rock, as though they were on a boat, you see. Which would have been all right if we'd all been doing this, you see, but a lot of them were going the other way, as though they were on different ships, and it was really a mess. And then we had to lower a boat, you see. Lower a boat into the auditorium, which we'd always rehearse in an empty theatre. This, of course, we never thought of an audience being there. And the night we did lower it, half the sailors fell on 2 rather ritzy people in the front row with ermine and furs, and one sailor sat on a woman's lap, you know, inadvertently fell right from the floats onto her lap. Squashed all her chocolates anyway, and she made this frightful scene about it. Oh, get off, you see. And then we were all shouting, she blows, a great spout, she blows, oh, get off me. Oh, it was a terrible hiatus.
Home this afternoon. Broadcast on BBC Radio 4, 15th of April, 1968.
When you came out of the army, Kenneth, was it back to repertory?
Yeah, well, no, I did go back to the drawing office, and I lasted there about a month. And one day I was impersonating Nellie Wallace and doing all that terrible, you know. It was a dark and stormy night, and the moon was shining bright on the old rustic bridge by the mill. He said, "Wee parlez-vous?" I said, "Yes, but not with you." And one of those sort of songs, you see. And the head Jarson came in and said, "Cut that out." It was a great row.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?